Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your introduction. I'm Muta. And today in the morning session, starting from the engineering and R&D presentation, and here is the building for the PE development. Thank you very much for coming here. And today, I'd like to continue the explanation on the TNGA Ever Better cars or the Ever Better plants. So for a few years in the past, so we just positioned the intentional pause period, and I'd like to go into the detail in explaining that intentional pause. And basically, in the on-site visit, I would like to explain and show you the actual examples. But from me, I'd like to talk about the transition or the history in the past. And these are the agendas, and I would like to take 20 minutes for explaining. And first of all, the background of our efforts. As you know, and 2004 to 2005, and until 2010, every year, the 500,000 to the 600,000 was the global production volume, and it has been increased. And per annum, the 2 to 3 new plants were built. That was the situation. As of course you know, that after the Lehman shock, such surplus capacity or redundancy, now the production volume had to catch up with that, and then we haven't catch up with that instant drop. And first we thought to stop bleeding, and we did the consolidation of the lines, and also reduce the investment. Those are the countermeasures we have taken. However, against these countermeasures, the preparation of the production or the stance of the production had to be improved, and that's what we have done in the few years. And around 2000, what we have done is that in the various corners of the world, we established the new plant in the various parts. But first, with a simple and slim line or process should be established. That's what we thought. And as you see here, the press, body, and painting, the assembly, so that we did the development, technological development. And at that time, we had a concept. That is 200,000 units per annum line. That was a kind of a target. And 8 models, or the number of the models we have thought. So we would like to establish the flexible line, and also the vehicle produced had to be brought to the various corners of the world. So easy to produce for the local people. And for the local people, it's easy to maintain. So those lines were the target for us. However, after the Lehman shock, the volume itself was dropped, and the profitability was also lowered drastically. And the fixed cost increase was one of the factors or reasons. And at that time, we had 2 reflection points. One is that globally, with low cost and a good produce, or the production line, was our target. And everyone can make that. That means to the R&D division people, and the R&D people had kind of a desire or the expectation to produce such vehicle. But as one of the users, we are really conducive to the customers to have a desired vehicle. So the variety or the fluctuation of the variety, we have made up the countermeasures. However, we couldn't cope with the fluctuation of the volume itself. So we needed to have some countermeasures against establishing our competitive edge. That's what we have done in the few years. So through those backgrounds for the ever better cars, the R&D people have a very good design or eye-catching design. So for us, the PE people, we have to realize the R&D's people's dreams. And also we have to be very flexible and speedy to catch up with the fluctuation. So under such determination, we have made a great effort. So first, the ever better cars, I'd like to go into the detail. So ever better cars. Basically, the young people joining TMC, us too, they're all vehicle fans and vehicle lovers. So what will be the best vehicle to have a very dynamic performance, good dynamic performance? So we just wanted to think of the good cars. And then we made a proposal to the R&D people. That's what we tried to do. And we asked many people, what is the best car, your best cars? And first, we motivated every people to have a better car to be produced. And then the experience to hands-on riding or handling of the vehicle, the opportunity was increased for every people. And the third point is that the benchmarking. So in various countries, and there are many wonderful technologies. So we go back to the basics and benchmark the technologies in the world. And then the academic society, we just dispatch many people to learn technologies from the world and created the opportunity for young people to learn. So through such activities, that we did a questionnaire, the PE people in the work site. And then toward building the better cars, their enthusiasm has been increased. And what would be the good process or good ideas to produce such a very good car? So we had a very good cycle. And on the other hand, in Japan, the making things or manufacturing is very popular, like tatara processes or the craftspeople are many. So such important technology or skills should be relearned. So including those high skills of the craftspeople, we need to pass on to the next generation. And inside TMC, there are many people who won the medals at the skilled Olympics games, like plate processing, or the arc welding, or paint inspection. So there is a tacit knowledge like intuition or the knack, and together with the young people, those skilled person can teach the young persons about their knowledges, and that will be translated into the new technologies. That's what we did. Conversely speaking, those craftspeople should create a much more tacit knowledge with them. And then the skill or higher skills can be created with the craftsman among the young people. So we had a very good directions toward the skills. And now this is the best cars that we have come up with. This is just one example. And you see the many areas. And now, after the presentation, I would like to take you to have a hands-on experience. Let me briefly introduce these things. Here, this has been already commercialized, like a stamping or the foaming or a lightweighted roof brazing technology. And this hasn't been put into the market. And there are some technological things we'd like to reveal to you. So at the exhibition area, would you please enjoy those technologies?
Now making ever better plant. As this slide shows, we have been engaged in various activities to strengthen quality competitiveness during the last 3 years. First, effectively utilize existing the capacity to the fullest. Second, activities to reduce capex by 40% and produce ever better car. And this is the first year for TNGA. Here, I'd like to explain how we consider our capex. So, we are going to reduce the capex by 40% by the end of 2015, and by excess capital saved by this reduction will be invested to making ever better cars as shown into Section 1, Section 2, and to make plants that will be appealing to people working there and living around. So before explaining how to make ever better plant, let me talk about TPS, or lean production. TPS is made up of just-in-time and jidoka, or automation, and not only to reduce the stock, but also we identify where the problem is, where the bottleneck to make bottleneck emerge. This is the area we are going to improve, thereby improving the competitiveness of the facilities. And the jidoka, this is to prevent the defects passing to the following process. Now, Toyota's motto is making cars based on customers' order. Therefore, we employ 3 production systems, and the area we are going to stick with. So, making a better plant is to gain competitive edge. I said that we would stick with one piece at a time production. So this is demonstrated in the tour you're going to have. Will you go back to the previous slide? This is a plastic molding plant. This is a process by lot and change a shape. This is a traditional method, but we are going to try one piece at a time system for bumper. Under this system, forming process is directly linked with painting process, thereby eliminating the huge in-process stock. And this is a thing I have talked in various places. Remote laser is used here. That demonstrates how quickly, how fast we can process. Now competitors also applying this process has not been very efficient. Over 10 years, we have worked on to improve the efficiency, and we overcome such technical challenges. And we came up with LSW, the laser welding technology, which is being implemented. This is a painting line. Painting line is conditioning is implemented, and this has about 30 meters high. But as a result of the technological improvement, we have made the booth, which is compact, which can be accommodated. And these such new technologies will be introduced into the current line without waiting for a new plant, so as to make existing plants more competitive. And further improvement will be made. In 2011, Miyagi plant proceeded to TMEJ, and the further improvement has been made, and the plant has become a different plant. So this is the way going to proceed, and we are going to make a plant which would be appealing to the people working there and living around. And next, safety, different topic. Safety has been the motto. Safety comes first in Toyota, and we work based on the belief that people working in Toyota will never get injured. Well, so for this end, we are promoting the creation of the work environment which is bright and clean. But still, there are many accident-prone departments which are poorly lighted and untidy. So we are now working on the improvement of the work environment. So next is energy example of the energy is saving. That's the area we have to further explore. So little by little, we are implementing new technologies. And this is an example of the power supply system by the solar battery and hybrid battery. We will show this later. So we are engaged in sustainable plant activities as shown, and based on ecological thinking that ecological vehicle should be made at an ecological plant by eco-minded employees. This is an example of IoT. So this will make the instruction and the logistics and the parts flow connected and will be visualized in real-time basis. And the current status of IoT will be demonstrated later in the tour. So in the last, these technological development will be implemented and introduced, and we are simulating what kind of factory will be made. And this is the image after these technologies are implemented.
So this is a new image of a plant, and no pillar, or the pillar and beams become very simple like this. This is the technologies that we would like to have in this new plant that no other plants exist at this time. But in order to think of these and realize these, we think that people are the core important resource. So how to grow and foster these people? For past several years, we really worked hard. Young people, newcomers, and everybody got together as a one team, and we tried and we failed, and we take another step forward, and we are working to improve the situation. And later, when the actual visit that you go on, the young people who actually was engaged in these projects are going to give the explanation on the site. But we really hope that we hope you will feel the passion that they have put into this project. And we like to show you the tour today. I would like to finish my presentation. Thank you.